Hey, buenos dias. It's Pastor Junior, and I got a word for you guys right now. Pero, the statement goes like this. It says, behind every cloud, there is a sun. Amen. Right, when I heard that, that speaks volume. I got to share that. Right? Once again, it says, behind every cloud, there is a sun. Right? What does that mean? Well, that the sun is always present, even when hidden. Right? What does that mean? That the sun is always present, even when hidden. Right? Because what was the statement? Well, behind every cloud, there is a sun. Man, that speaks volume. That speaks volume, man. I go, you know what? I got to share that this morning. Because I was thinking of what to share, right? In my walk right now. Pero behind every cloud, there's a sun, right? And the sun is always present, even when hidden. The sun is always present, even when hidden. You know what? That reminded me of Genesis, right? I was thinking of Genesis chapter 37. Genesis chapter 37, you have Joseph, right? And Joseph was a, ¿cómo se dice este? Joseph was thrown into the pit in Genesis 37. Right? He was thrown into the pit because his father favored him. Right? His father favored him above his other sons. They made him a robe. Right? Made homeboy a robe, and his brothers were jealous of him. Right? So his brothers were jealous of him, and so his brothers were jealous of him, and he had a dream. Right? He had a dream in Genesis 37 verse 5. He had a dream. And so when he shared it with his brothers, in verse 8 of Genesis 37, they told him what? Well, they told him, do you intend to rule? Do you intend to rule or to reign over us? Do you intend to rule, to reign over us? Man, you got to be crazy. Right? So what happened? They threw homeboy into a pit and they sold him into slavery. Right? But what's our statement? Our statement this morning, once again, it says behind every cloud, there is a sun. Right? The sun is always present, even when hidden. I love that. The sun is Jesus Christ, right? Behind every cloud, there is a sun. And the sun is always present, even when hidden, right? Because there's a sun behind the cloud, man. So that gives us hope. And that led me to Genesis chapter 37, right? Genesis chapter 37, verse 5. At 17 years old, man, Joseph had a dream. And he had a dream to reign over his brothers, his father, but for a reason, right? Once again, the pit was a dark moment of despair, but ultimately turned into a stepping stone, right? Ultimately turned into a stepping stone for his elevation to power Egypt, right? The lesson there is trusting God's purpose during trials. So trusting God's purpose during trials. That's what we learn here in Genesis chapter 37, right? Because what's our statement? Well, behind every cloud, there is a sun, and the sun is always present, even when hidden, right? Every challenge offers a lesson or a positive outcome, right? Every challenge offers a lesson or a positive outcome, and that was Joseph's positive outcome, right? He remained faithful también, right? I know I just shared on Caleb, but this is Joseph. He's thrown into that pit, which reminds me of the statement that we're talking about right now. Behind every cloud, there is a sun. And the sun is always present, even when hidden. And we see that in Genesis chapter 37 with Joseph. Orale, God bless you guys. Just a word of encouragement.